Have you ever wondered if 1,500 XRP could really skyrocket to $15 million? Well, the thumbnail claims it is possible, right? But is it just crypto hype? Could $100 or even $10,000 XRP really become a reality? Well, today's analysis dives into these bold price predictions powered by AI. So stick around to see how these forecasts stack up and whether there's some solid reasoning behind these jaw-dropping numbers. Ever wondered what makes XRP stand out from the hundreds of other tokens claiming to revolutionize finance? Here's a clue. Banks could be its biggest fans, right? And for very good reasons, right? XRP, often labeled as the banker's coin, was kind of designed to tackle a very specific problem, right? Costly and time-consuming cross-border transactions. Traditional systems like SWIFT can take days and charge hefty fees. XRP, on the other hand, offers near instant settlement and at a fraction of the cost. So in practical terms, XRP's transactions often settle in seconds, and fees are typically fractions of a penny compared to other kind of major coins like Bitcoin, which can take anywhere between 10 minutes and an hour to confirm a transaction, depending on network congestion, of course. And it's clear why XRP gets attention from big financial players, right? You've got Ripple's ODL, that's the on-demand liquidity, right? This was formerly known as ODL, but it has now been rebranded as Ripple Payments. This service uses XRP as a bridge currency between different fiat currencies. The result? Well, seamless, fast, and efficient global payments. Some argue that true mass adoption by major banks and financial institutions is still awaiting regulatory clarity, right? And if this clarity arrives, and many analysts believe it's only a matter of time, well, XRP could be positioned to become the go-to intermediary for cross-border settlements. According to Ripple, the ODL solution has already processed billions of dollars in transactions across the globe. Experts like Ripple's CTO, David Schwartz, has kind of long emphasized that XRP can handle large volumes. Think billions of dollars moving per transaction. Its price can't really be dirt cheap, right? So with XRP already kind of boasting some serious advantages over traditional finance rails, the question becomes, how expensive does one XRP need to be for the banks to truly get on board in a big way? And that's where ChatGPT and Grok AI come into play. Now, picture this, right? You move $100 million across the globe in seconds. Would you rather use 40.8 million XRP tokens or just 2 million XRP tokens? The difference could come down to XRP's price, and that's exactly what these AI models are talking about. David Schwartz, Ripple's chief technology officer, famously, I should say, noted back in 2017 that XRP, it can't remain dirt cheap. His rationale was straightforward. A higher priced XRP means fewer tokens are required for each transaction, which helps facilitate smoother and more cost-effective large-scale transfers. The $2.45 versus $50 example then. So at a hypothetical price of $2.45, although it's not all that hypothetical today, moving $100 million would require a whopping 40.8 million XRP. But at $50 per token, it would only require 2 million XRP. This efficiency becomes more evident when dealing with transactions in the billions of dollars, right? Banks which move enormous sums daily might find it far more appealing to execute these transactions with a smaller number of tokens. So, enter ChatGPT and Grok AI. Let's start with Grok AI's insights then. So Grok kind of points out that XRP's price has to strike a balance, right? It can't be so high that it disrupts market dynamics or reduces token supply dramatically. But it also can't be too low, risking insufficient liquidity. Okay, so Grok suggests around $100 as a logical starting point for XRP's price. Moving over to ChatGPT's speculative analysis, right? ChatGPT took a more data-driven approach, considering scenarios where up to kind of $1 trillion flows daily through XRP. With roughly 50 billion tokens in circulating supply, ChatGPT kind of provided a hypothetical scenarios, right? At $50 per token, about 20 billion tokens would be required to move $1 trillion. That's nearly 40% of the total supply. At $100 per XRP, only 10 billion tokens would be needed. That's 20% of the total supply. At $1,000 per XRP, just 1 billion tokens are needed. That's 2% of the supply. So you might be thinking, why does all this matter? Well, higher prices mean fewer tokens per transactions, which helps maintain a stable market and reduces slippage. The difference between the expected price of a trade and the price in which it actually executed. Now, as ChatGPT notes, higher valuations could draw in more market makers and liquidity providers, further stabilizing the XRP ecosystem. Now, while the concept of XRP hitting $100 or even $1,000 might sound completely outlandish to some, there's actually a method to the madness. Let's explore the mechanics of the on-demand liquidity a bit more deeply and see how the higher price tag actually kind of supports the system. Could a higher token price be the secret sauce that makes on-demand liquidity truly unstoppable for the banking sector? Let's break down the nuts and the bolts, right? ODL, or Ripple Payments, uses XRP as a bridge asset to swap from one currency to another almost instantly. But here's the kicker. The higher the XRP price, the fewer tokens needed to move massive amounts of money, and that translates to more efficient liquidity management for banks. So let's talk about the reduced volatility risk, right? When you only need, for instance, 1 million XRP instead of 20 million XRP, there's less potential for volatility to kind of make big waves in the market during each transaction. And obviously, we can talk about the simpler accounting, right? Banks generally prefer dealing with fewer units of anything, tokens included, since smaller numbers can simplify treasury management and regulatory reporting. And then, of course, we can talk about the instant settlement window, right? ODL's entire promise is that you don't have to kind of hold large amounts of XRP in Nostro Vostro like setups, right? Instead, you get in and out of XRP insanely quickly, dramatically reducing currency exposure. So Ripple has kind of partnered with various financial institutions, including people like Santander and MoneyGram, at least in pilot programs. Now, these partnerships have kind of hinted at broader institutional interest in the technology, kind of proving itself at scale, right? Now, with a kind of larger, or at least a higher valued XRP, these pilot programs have become more sustainable and could potentially expand into everyday banking operations. So we understand that why a higher price might be beneficial, right? But what are the realistic kind of pathways for XRP to go from its current market price to something like $100 or beyond? Let's dive into the possible scenarios and controversies surrounding these predictions. $10,000 per XRP is an outlandish fantasy, or is it actually a future reality? Well, the crypto community has been debating this for years, and, well, the AI has just added more fuel to the fire, right? In the crypto space, you'll hear everything from XRP is a scam to XRP will be bigger than Bitcoin. The truth, as always, may lie somewhere in the middle. So let's consider the different scenarios. Let's assume we've had regulatory green light, right? The scenario, major economies like the US, Europe, and parts of Asia, enact kind of clear regulations that classify XRP as a digital asset suitable for banking operations. The outcome? Well, large banks could adopt Ripple's technology en masse, driving up demand. The potential price impact? Well, as demand skyrockets, we would see XRP's price, possibly inching towards that $100 mark that 𝗗𝗘 suggests. But what about the scenario of a more gradual uptake versus an overnight boom? Well, the scenario where adoption happens in waves rather than in kind of like a one monumental shift. Well, the outcome of that, we might actually see incremental price increases. Every new financial institution that signs on could push XRP's price up a step-by-step kind of process. The potential impact, well, that could lead to a more stable rise, less likely to kind of cause hype-induced volatility. And let's compare these things, right? These solutions, right? You've got the scenario where other blockchain networks or payment solutions like Stellar or even central central bank digital currencies might offer similar benefits. The outcome of that might be that XRP could face competition, slowing its growth or potentially even capping its market share, right? The potential price impact, well, price could remain relatively modest if banks decide to diversify their solutions. What about the speculative bubble concerns as well, right? The scenario here would be that you'd have hype around $1 plus XRP kind of triggers massive speculation. The outcome of that could be that a short-term price surge could occur, followed by a crash once the hype fades, unless, of course, real utility and institutional buy-in supports the price. The impact, well, extreme peaks and troughs, but a higher floor if real adoption is sustained. What about the $10,000 XRP? While some influencers point to this particular figure, many analysts say that it's an extreme scenario, likely requiring almost all of the world's major financial institutions to use XRP exclusively. The $100 to $1,000 range, both ChatGPT and Grok AI found this more a plausible kind of situation if mass adoption truly kicks in over time, citing daily transaction volumes and liquidity needs. Clearly, there's a lot of speculation in the air, right? But one thing is certain. Interest in XRP's role in the global financial system isn't going away anytime soon. So let's wrap things up with the key takeaways and what the road looks like going ahead. Before you go all in on XRP, you'll want to hear about the risks, because where there's potential rewards, there's always something to watch out for. So while the upside for XRP could be enormous if mass adoption materializes, it's essential to recognize the risks. Right? You've got regulatory crackdowns that we've seen over the years, competition from other fintech innovations, and broader crypto market volatility. They can all play or at least all can play a role and influence XRP's price trajectory. So let's talk about the regulatory risks then, right? The ongoing legal debates around Ripple in certain jurisdictions highlight the uncertainty that still looms. Right now, although there's some positivity with, Gary Gensler finally leaving and, new heads coming in, Donald Trump, positive regulations in the US. There's a lot of positives there, but there's also still a lot of uncertainty in some jurisdictions. So it is a risk, although things are looking to start to clear up a little bit. Then you've got the competition risk, right? You can't discount other payment-focused projects like Stellar or Swift's evolving protocols, or even big tech stepping into the payments arena. And of course, one of the biggest things to consider is market sentiment, right? Crypto markets can be highly reactive to news and social media narratives, which can drive price action in unexpected ways. So while hitting $100 may not happen tomorrow, ChatGPT and Grok AI suggests it's a logical benchmark if the majority of major banks utilize XRP for cross-border payments. $1,000 XRP would indicate an enormous shift in global finance. It's not just, it can't be kind of off the table if adoption scales do multiply over the years, right? $10,000 XRP, however, remains a kind of lightning rod for debate, because while it's an extreme figure, it represents the kind of high end of what's possible if XRP becomes the kind of de facto global liquidity kind of solution. So today we've explored how ChatGPT and Grok AI envision the ideal XRP price that could kind of attract mass adoption from major banks. We looked at David Swartz's kind of original insights, how on-demand liquidity functions more effectively with higher priced XRP, and various scenarios that could propel XRP towards and potentially beyond the $100 mark. Whether you think $10,000 XRP is a pipe dream or you genuinely believe that it could happen, well, one thing is clear: the cryptocurrency market is evolving at lightning speed, and XRP sits right in the middle of some of the most exciting developments. With regulatory landscapes shifting, bank partnerships expanding, and AI models offering intriguing predictions, the next few years in crypto are bound to be a very wild ride. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about the latest crypto news regarding XRP's price predictions? Are you bullish on a $100 XRP, or do you think that that's just too optimistic? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this type of video helpful, informative, and useful in any way, make sure to hit that like button, guys, and it spreads the content to a much wider audience, gets it out there in front of more and more people. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with everything kind of going on with the crypto space and XRP and Ripple, well, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with absolutely everything. And if you want to know what would happen to XRP's price if Bitcoin were to reach $150,000, well, you're going to want to check that video out right there. It's one you're not going to want to miss.